You are listening to the EVP Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of the EVP Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Beaker.
I'm Ghosty with a smoky.
Hey, and his voice sounds like it's back.
It's back, baby.
No more raspy, smoky voice.
Raspy Ghosty. Oh, there it is. I'm gonna re-grasp it.
Raspy. Smokiness fun.
Sounded like RFK Jr. over here.
Okay. What did we talk about last time? Lions Park. We went to that park. Holy crap. You didn't want to go back, but we did.
Oh, well, I didn't think we were going to.
You didn't think, well, he was sleepy when he read the group text that we were going back.
Yeah.
You were also in Vegas, so I kind of like, I'll give you a pass on that one. You were probably partying.
I was party pooping.
Which is fine. We did have it clarified. Someone, Randy, there's a ding.
Ding.
Well,
we can't ding when there's wires.
There we go. That's him is what the one EVP said. Where I thought it said that's Tim, friend. She clarified it said that's him. I still think the creepiest thing or the coolest thing we got from that night was when I got hissed at.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
And I want to give a shout out to Queen of Cryptids. She commented on the Facebooks saying that she was not 100% sure she believed in Fae, but it's this episode that we did on Lions Park that's kind of got her rethinking things.
Yeah.
So we might invite some people to go along with us because we're definitely going back.
Yeah, it's going to be $200 a ticket.
$200 a ticket to go to the free park.
Go to the free public park.
Come to the free public park that closes at 11 p.m. and the cops are very willing to let you know that it's time to move on. But no, there's a whole lot going on there, and I feel like we're not done.
Yeah, we need to go check out the whole, the Provo.
The whole Provo Vortex. Like
Vortex,
it's a whole square mile. It's like the whole neighborhood surrounding the park. It's not just the park itself. So there's more investigating to be done, and hopefully not in a weird way we get the cops call on us, but no promises. Yeah.
Anything spooky for you in the last little bit?
Did I tell you? I don't think I told you about my trip to Asylum 49.
No.
You're going to like this.
I already do.
So for the most part, it was kind of like tame. We did find one thing that was interesting. I had so Grim Ghost Tours is who I've been going with. I'm actually going to a place I've never been before with them here in a week.
What was that?
This weekend.
Lava?
This weekend, actually. As of this recording, it will be this weekend. I'm going to Petite Neat.
Oh.
Which I've never been to before. So this will be a new venture for me. But Asylum 49, they went around and they set up like hot spots. They found like some of the hot spots and they set up equipment. So in one room they had like a SB7 going. Another room they had one of their coffin music boxes, which is a motion sensor. So they had stuff like set up around the building so people that didn't have gear could have places to go and kind of have experiences and interact, right? So we went to the SB7 spirit box room first. And I was kind of playing around in there, and I said to my Ovilus, right? At one point, the owner of Grim Ghost Tours comes walking through with two of her employees' kids. We're also there with them. And as she's walking through, I hear the Ovilus going off. And my friend reads out what it says. And I said, only older touch children. And we're like, nope. Like, we don't know what you mean by that.
Touch children?
It was literally as they were walking through, right? These kids were walking through the room that we were in.
How old were they?
They had to have been both younger than 10.
Oh, okay.
They were, now normally, like, it's not my investigation, so I probably wouldn't have allowed that. But everybody does things differently, and I'm not going to go and tell somebody else how they can run their investigations. Plus, this place is... It's not as crazy as it used to be. It's more on the tamer side now than it was before.
Because the investigation's on the tamer side.
So you can only investigate the haunted house side, right? Mm-hmm. And even like the room like Zach Bagans got pushed up against the wall in, they've turned it into like a little break room. And it just felt so tame. The room I got growled at felt tame. Like there didn't seem like there was anything like really negative going on that night. Yeah. So like, as I said, we've had Sarah on before.
Yeah.
And We might have Sarah and Fiona back
Nice.
at some point in time. But as they were walking through the room, like I said, the obelisk, and it was right in a row too. Only older touch children, and we're like, "What the hell does this mean?" I go, "Nope." I'm like, I don't know if spirits were saying they wanted to touch the children. I don't know if they were trying to tell us something else. I don't know if it was just randomly spitting out words, because the obelisk does do that sometimes.
Did anybody like walk directly in front of it, or was it like far away?
So it was up on a shelf, and they walked past it. But Sarah is the only one that would have been tall enough to like be near it. The other two were way too short, because I put it up on a higher shelf.
But we do know that.
Sometimes it picks up EMF and it will spit out.
I wonder if the wind that does kind of carry that does manipulate.
Well, we're indoors. We're inside of a building.
Well, I know, but like when you pass by.
Oh yeah, no, I get it. I get what you're saying.
But I think that might help spirits use that energy of that airflow to kind of manipulate it, maybe.
Very possible. I don't know for sure. I just
the
know
fact that they use those words.
I just know only older touch children, very quickly, right in a row. There's no pauses in between the 4 words. And
Okay, now I just throw this out there. Maybe next time we use the obelisk, put maybe a little fan next to it that's blowing, so that could.
do you have a battery powered fan?
Uh-huh.
Okay, we can do that.
And that way it could help manipulate for the spirits so they can make the words.
Yeah, I have some old. Well, I don't know where they're at, but I made some EM pumps back in the day.
I have so they have.
Have you noticed that that's not a thing anymore? Like no one carries EM pumps anymore, and they're not like on the websites anymore.
Because you know what, we're surrounded by EMFs though.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like all the waves in the air, all the everything. Like there's just so much damn EMF everywhere.
So this isn't the part of the story that you will find interesting. That's the second part I have here. But we did find that where I was just kind of like, I don't know what the spirits are meaning here. But if you're trying to say that you're going to touch the children, that's out of the question. Like that's not happening. That's not.
No one wants to touch older children.
Maybe the only. Yeah, but either way, we're not touching it.
Yeah.
No one's being touched. That's not happening.
No one's touching. No one's getting touched.
Exactly. So that's kind of where that was towards the beginning of the night. We did team up with a friend of ours that's been investigating with us every now and then. Michelle was there, and she joined us and investigated with us. It's always fun investigating with her because she was with us at she's at all the investigations. She's at all the investigations. She doesn't have a favorite. She just goes because she loves investigating, and I think that's really cool. She was with us at, it's not called Wild Thistle, but the old Family Tree restaurant.
Yeah.
She was there when we got the I'm Sorry or the Sorry or whatever it was on the EVP. She was the one that was with us there. So she came around with me and the other guy I was with. And towards the end of the night, got the Echovox going in the little 666 room, the break room, whatever. And Brian asks, "What did you like for breakfast?" Was the question that he asked. You know, because he's investigated with us a couple times, and he's learned from us we kind of ask those kinds of questions to kind of get to know spirits. We don't really do the typical, when did you die? How did you die? Yeah. Do you want us to leave? Like the questions that everyone's go-to questions. Like we try to have actual conversations. So he's learned from us doing that. And like I said, he asked, "What did you have for breakfast?" And I shit you not, through the Echovox, it said D's nuts.
I like this spirit. These nuts.
These nuts. And I played it for Buck and I played it for Sarah. And I didn't tell them what I thought I heard. And they're both like, "Did that just say D's nuts?" And I'm like, "Sure did."
Hell yeah.
So yes, I have on audio recording somewhere. I haven't spliced it onto my computer so I can play it yet. But yeah, I got on the Echovox's spirit saying D's nuts.
D's nuts.
Yep. Have you done anything? You've been staring at the sky lately?
I have been staring at the sky, and I have some crazy videos.
So videos. Do you want to tell us what's in the videos? Maybe we can post them on social media if you haven't already.
So I haven't posted it on social media yet, but I have a ton of videos of crazy shit moving around in the sky.
Okay.
And it's not like I'm like just going out there looking like a weirdo in my driveway, just staring up all the time.
Well, I mean,
we did that one night.
We did that one night. I mean, you got your laser pointer out. You're kind of that weirdo. I'm just saying. But, I found out there's a lot of people that I know that stare at the sky with laser pointers, and I'm the odd one out, apparently.
Get with the program.
Yeah, I guess I got to stare at the sky. Someone's like, I was the Ascension talks I keep trying to get you to come to on Mondays.
Yeah.
They talk about stuff like this there, and they even talking about the laser pointers and stuff. And someone's like, "How do you not notice all the stuff going on in the sky?" And I said, "Easy. I look forward. I don't stand outside looking up. So everyone's got there. I'm more focused on like the Earth paranormal stuff, not that's the stuff that's here already on.
Well,
Like
it's all tied together.
it possibly could be. So that's why you and I work so well together. I'm more focused on the ghosts. You're focused on the aliens. Together, we've got pretty much everything covered. We both like the cryptids.
Yeah, I mean, I love the ghost stuff. Love that.
Well,
But
yeah,
there's
so do I.
so
But,
much weird UFO stuff happening right now.
and that's all. You research that stuff. I'll do the.
So I'll tell you about one I didn't get on video. Was it was moving faster than a plane, but I was thinking it was a plane, but it was flashing, but it didn't have the red and blue.
So like closer. It wasn't like a satellite.
No, yeah, it was closer. It was closer, and it was a little high, but it looked like it could have been a plane.
It was a
coming
little
down.
high, or you were a little
Both.
low.
But for a plane that was going to be coming in for landing.
Can you? So this window that you have right here behind us. Can you get like on your roof?
No,
Okay.
no, I can't. But
Because I think it would be cool to like be on the roof.
this roof is so damn high, I'd be scared of shit up there.
Well,
You're tall enough. Let me get on your shoulders.
okay, we'll do that. I just think it would be better because you'd have more view. You wouldn't have like the houses and stuff around.
Oh, I know.
Like, getting in the way.
I should just, yeah, that would be nice. But, so I'm watching this craft flying. I'm thinking it's a plane, but it's moving kind of fast and it's not blinking blue or red. So I figure I am going to record it, see what happens. And I'm trying not to take my eyes off it. And as I pull my phone out to record, I have to take my eyes off it for a quick second to look for the camera button. After I push it and I look back up, gone. Thing is gone. And it was bright and the only thing in that area. And 1 second of me putting my eyes off of it, it's gone.
Interesting.
And then, but the other ones I have, kind of like that night when you were looking.
Maybe they were changing and they didn't want you to see.
Yeah, they're like, oh, he's watching
They
this
were
again.
bears.
Oh no. But kind of like that night when we saw those things moving, I saw more of those, but more flashing now. Because you know how when we saw those, they were solid and they just kind of
Yeah.
cruising? They're like that, but they blink now. They're flashing now.
They're starting to wake up.
We're starting to wake up.
Somebody is.
Someone's waking up. But I do have a few on video, and in just the last week.
Okay.
Lots. And it's not like I'm just going out there just to look at the sky. I'm taking my dog to take a shit or something. And while I'm waiting for him, I'm just looking up.
Oh, so that's I need a dog.
Yeah.
Then I'll have a reason to be outside looking up.
Mm-hmm. Because you're like, oh, waiting forever. Might as well look up. I mean,
Yeah.
look down at my phone or look up at the sky.
I'll probably look at my phone.
Keep your phone inside, and then you're stuck.
Oh, then how do I record?
You just,
Magic.
well, that's when you're going to
Some
stop looking
magic.
down and start looking up.
Well, maybe. We'll see. You look up enough for the both of us. I think we're good there.
Yeah. But I got some cool videos, man.
Okay. Yeah, we'll probably share those on social media here. Within the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's already been uploaded.
Yeah, maybe it's already been there and we're just talking about the past.
Yeah. We don't know yet. Stuff will happen.
Yeah, maybe the past hasn't even happened. Because you know what? In the quantum
You mean
realm,
the past hasn't happened?
No.
How's the past not happened?
because it's all happening right now.
Okay.
Quantum.
Or maybe it's already, everything's already happened and we're just having sit down chat in our subconscious minds, reminiscing about the time we sat in your room talking about aliens
Or
on a podcast.
we died and we're just living a simulated
Holy shit.
life.
If I died and I'm spending my afterlife with you, there's something seriously wrong.
We're finishing our lives as if we would have stayed alive. And,
Oh,
and then everyone around us, they're all dead too.
I've honestly think I've made some bad decisions in my life. This is where I'm going. I finished out my life by talking about finishing out my life on a podcast. It's a weird conundrum.
All right.
So what are you going to do when you're dead? I'm going to relive my podcast days
Yeah. Until we die again.
until I die again. And you all have to suffer along with me.
Yeah, because you're all dead too.
Yeah, suckers. Okay, so check this out. First off, we'll have a post if we have not already had a post. We've got new stickers.
Yeah, we got
I'm gonna show one of them here on my camera, and Ghosty will show one on his camera because we have two cameras. You can just put there we go. So we've got one here with the three of us as our Asian selves, apparently.
And then one of us with our cartoon selves. Like I'm a ghosty. You're a squatchy.
I have way more hair in this than I do in real life. I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want a sticker, hit us up. We'll
Or stickers. We got
stickers. We
tons.
got a ton of stickers. So if you want stickers, let us know.
Went a little crazy on sticker sales.
You might start seeing stickers with the QR codes around Salt Lake City too.
Or you might have already
we
been
might
seeing
we might graffiti stuff with
Yeah.
stickers.
That's what I've
I'm
been.
trying to get the word out there.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Let's talk about some more forgotten death sites. We haven't done that in a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
So this time, we're just going to jump right into it. We're going to Pennsylvania, to a little town called Centralia. Have you heard of this before?
Only because you've mentioned it.
Yeah, and I found out about it by just doing random Google searches.
Oh, right.
And I thought this one was pretty interesting to throw up in there on the Forgotten Death Sites episodes. Now, this one, I don't know that there's a whole lot of deaths. This is more of like a ghost town now, but we'll get into it. So we'll start a little bit with the geological history of the region. Centralia begins way before the town ever existed. This region sits in the Appalachian, I want to say anthracite coal basin.
Yeah.
It's a type of coal. Anthracite was formed when ancient plant material accumulated in swamps. It's also when it's buried under sediment and compressed for millions of years.
Oh, so that's what, okay. So it's a fossilated plant.
Right.
Oh, got it.
So some of the characteristics of the anthracite is it's got the highest carbon content of coal. It burns a lot hotter than most coal and it produces a lot less smoke.
Mm.
Now, during the Industrial Revolution, anthracite coal powered a lot of railroads. It powered a bunch of iron and steel production sites, steam engines. It's also used for home heating in the northeastern cities. And Pennsylvania became the center of anthracite coal mining in the world.
Mm-hmm. So let's see, when they settled there, the land was dense before they got there. It was all dense forest, scattered farms, and small rural settlements. And the area was originally inhabited by the Susquehannock Native Americans. Susquehannock. I think that's what he said. But by the early 1800s, settlers began clearing out land for farming, and then everything changed when the coal was discovered beneath the region.
Now, the discovery of the coal, they kind of in the early 1800s, that's when the deposits were identified. Mining companies quickly realized the economic value, so they instantly went in. The railroads were built so they can transport the coal to Philadelphia, to New York, and Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Holy cow. Mining companies began creating coal patch towns. These towns existed primarily to house miners and their families, and Centralia became one of these towns.
Coal patch town, huh? All right, so Centralia was officially founded in 1841, named after the Centralia Coal Company. And then the town structures included worker housing, company stores, churches, taverns, boarding houses for miners. And then it doesn't say it, but there's got to be brothels there.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, so
it's a mining town.
Duh.
I bet you, Pennsylvania was kind of a dry. Is it not like a dry state?
I don't know. I mean, it was.
I mean, they said they had taverns, so there's probably not. It's probably one of the few areas that wasn't dry.
I bet you
there's probably other things
There was. But many miners were paid in company scrip, which could only be spent at the company-owned stores.
Which is probably the whole town, like, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what it says. Like company stores, churches, yeah. Everything's owned by the company there.
So some of the rare historical details, the churches of Centralia, at its peak, it had multiple churches serving different immigrant groups. These groups included the St. Ignatius Catholic Church, the Ukrainian Catholic Church, and the Methodist Church. Now, these churches served as cultural centers, gathering spaces for the community, and locations for festivals and events. With the St. Ignatius, holy hell,
wow,
Catholic Church, it remained open until 2013, long after many of the residents had left. Imagine attending church in town where most of the houses were already gone.
I'm surprised there was still a church there.
Yeah, me too. Because this place was abandoned mostly way before then. We'll get into that here in just a little bit.
Okay, so what life was like. They were they worked about 10 to 12 hour shifts underground, and it involved cutting coal seams, hauling coal carts, and maintaining ventilation shafts. The working conditions were dangerous, and a lot of the risks included the cave-ins, methane gas explosions, flooding, and underground fires. Children sometimes worked as breaker boys, sorting coal above the ground. Mining communities developed strong bonds because families depended on the same dangerous work.
So here's another rare historical detail of Centralia. The town government, it was a fully functioning town. It had a mayor, a town council, that had its own police department. They had a volunteer fire department. This reminds listeners or everyone that Centralia was not just a mining camp. It was a real community, and the town government officially ceased to exist when Centralia disincorporated in 2017. So this is fairly recent, in the last 10 years, that the town officially no longer was a town, from what I understand.
So pretty much the mayor was the town council, the
Probably.
police department, and the fire department.
All in one, just like in the movies.
So, the coal towns attracted immigrants from Europe. Centralia included families from Ireland, Poland, Ukraine, Lithuania. These communities created strong cultural traditions, and the neighborhood life centered around church events, festivals, local taverns, and union meetings. Most of the residents knew each other, and the children grew up playing in the same streets their parents did.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, some moments here or something to kind of reflect upon on Centralia, like kind of what it's like walking into the mines. Older residents described watching miners walk to work before sunrise. Men carrying lunch pails would move through the town streets early in the morning. Children sometimes watched their fathers and grandfathers leave for the mines. For many families, coal mining was not just a job, it was a family tradition.
Well, then coal started to decline. By the 1950s, coal demand had declined, and the reasons included oil replacing coal for heating, railroads switching to diesel, mining mechanization reducing jobs. So many mines ended up closing down, but Centralia remained a functioning town with homes, churches, and businesses. It was still a living community when the fire began.
So basically, there's a fire going on.
And when?
And it started in 1962, in May of 1962, actually. So we're looking at what, 50, 60, 70, I don't know, years ago. There was the town, like most towns have a landfill, right?
Yeah.
This town would burn some of the trash to reduce it, to make room for more.
Yeah.
This is a very common practice in a lot of towns. However, the landfill sat above one of the abandoned mine tunnels. Now, this fire spread through the cracks and ignited the coal underneath. Now, once the coal ignited, flames entered mine tunnels. Oxygen fed the fire through the ventilation shafts, and the fire began spreading underground. Coal fires that can burn for centuries.
Is still burning?
It is still burning.
Whoa. So this underground mine network beneath Centralia was extensive. Important characteristics is that there's hundreds of miles of tunnels. The ventilation shafts feed oxygen, which is what fire needs, and the connections between the mining areas were plentiful, so they were just burning through everywhere. So once the fire entered this underground maze, it became extremely difficult to control.
Well, like we mentioned earlier, like the coal burns hotter and I believe longer than normal coal.
Keeps on boiling.
So early attempts to stop the fire, the officials attempted several methods. They tried evacuation. They tried digging out burning coal. They tried trenching. They were digging barriers around the fire to try to contain it. They tried flooding it. They pumped a bunch of water into the tunnels. None of this worked. And by the 1970s, the cost to extinguish the fire was estimated in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
Whoa. So while the fire was burning, residents began noticing strange environmental changes. So the ground was warm, the snow would melt in patches, smoke from cracks, instead of crack smoke, steam would come from the vents, and carbon monoxide would alarm. Also, the alarms would be going off for carbon monoxide. So daily life still continued, but children still played outside, neighbors still talked across the fences, and the town still looked normal. The danger was hidden underground, though.
So some of the residential stories, this one's called the basement smell. There was one resident who reported a strange smell in their basement. At first, they believed they were having furnace troubles or they were having plumbing problems. Eventually, officials discovered carbon monoxide entering the home. or homes. The danger had started to move inside the houses. It was no longer just contained to underground and outside.
Well, let's talk about the hot ground. So residents noticed patches of soil warmer than surrounding ground. Snow melted in those small areas, and some locals joked you could cook food on the ground in certain spots.
It's kind of like in the summertime here when it gets over 100 degrees. I actually saw someone do this where they baked cookies in their car.
Oh yeah, I've seen
They
that.
put it on the dashboard, and like at the start of the shift, when we were going swing shift, and by lunchtime the cookies were done. Some of the lesser known stories, there's the steam vents that appeared around town. Warm air would escape from the cracks in the ground, and in winter steam rose while snow covered everything else. Residents said it looked like the earth was breathing.
So the Silent Hill, I bet you Silent Hill, that look would be pretty
Probably.
So the children would still play in the yards while the steam would drift in the nearby hills. Many did not understand the danger to them, and the vents looked like the natural fog. So
I think this is like the
carbon
70s.
monoxide.
Yeah, this is like in the 70s when
The smell of
Oh,
coals
just
just
like that.
became burning coals just normal for them.
yeah, pretty much. Now we start getting into the carbon monoxide and the dangers of it. The underground fire released a lot of carbon monoxide gas. This carbon monoxide, some of the futuristic carbon monoxide. Futuristic carbon monoxide. It's odorless, it's invisible, and it's very deadly in high concentrations. A lot of residents would report headaches, dizziness, and nausea, and some homes even measured at dangerous levels.
Okay, this is the thing that I was about to say that would be scaring me, and I'll tell you about this. So 12-year-old Todd Domboski was playing in the yard.
This was in 1981.
1981.
So at this point, the fire's been burning for almost 20 years.
Mm-hmm. And as he's playing in the yard, the ground collapsed beneath him. A sinkhole roughly 150 feet deep opened up and swallowed this kid. Hot gases rose from the mine below. His cousin pulled him out moments before he would have fallen even deeper. The incident made national headlines. So this kid almost just went down into the depths of hell before his cousin grabbed him and pulled him out.
It was like a month or so ago. I want to say it was like in Japan.
It was 1981.
No. Yeah, this was 1981. But do you remember like a month or two ago? It was sometime this year, I believe. It was somewhere in Asia. I saw it all over TikTok. Like a lot of people were live streaming this giant sinkhole just opening up in the middle of the street. And people were like,
yeah.
Do you remember this?
Uh-huh.
Like, yeah, when I saw that, it was like the same thing when I was doing the research on this Centralia. It was just like, holy hell, like being able to kind of see that live as people are recording it. I can only imagine actually like being there. Like you're just going about your day, now I'm going to die because there's a hole in the ground. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy.
It happens in Florida.
Does it?
Yeah.
Let's go to Florida.
Yeah.
Not to die. Although we got another resident story. There's the hot road. Residents noticed roads becoming warm. Some said heat could be felt through their shoes, and cracks started to form in the pavement. And this was a kind of a sign that the fire was getting closer to the surface and it wasn't just underground.
But because of that sinkhole, that is what caused residents to then realize that, this place might not be so safe.
Yeah, it only took 20 years.
Yeah, so then they relocated.
So 1984 is when the government relocation program started. Congress approved a $42 million bill to relocate residents. Families were offered payment for their homes and relocation assistance, where many residents accepted this, and understandably so. There were some that refused and wanted to stay living there.
And here's why. Some had attachment to their homes. Some had distrust of the government and their warnings. Some were generally it was just their family land, and so they didn't want to give it up. And some of them had family graves nearby that they didn't want to leave their loved ones. So, it means to them it meant abandoning their identity.
I feel like if you and I were in this situation, I would be the one to be like, yeah, give me the money, I'm out. And I feel like you might stick around.
No. If it's like that, nah, I'd get the hell out of it.
I'd see you out there like with hot dogs, trying to roast hot dogs on the ground.
I mean, I'd probably do some fun stuff with it, but I would, knowing that I'm getting paid to get out of there, I'd get out of there.
Okay, makes sense. Now here's some of the things that went along with this relocation is people that chose to stay. They would be watching their neighbors leave. Some of the residents described watching moving trucks arrive street by street, And each week, another family disappeared, and the town started to grow quieter and quieter.
Well, and for the last few years, there was only 10 residents that remained, and they lived surrounded by empty streets. Centralia was officially disincorporated in 2017, yet some residents still live there today.
Yeah, there's still people living there right now.
Still 10 people?
But it's not officially, it said like less than 10.
Okay, I think
but
it
it's
has to be double digits to be a town.
Right? It's, not officially a town anymore. So, and it's just people still living there. We got the last porch lights. One resident said that they watched porch lights disappear one by one. Eventually, the streets went completely dark, but they still remember who used to live in every single one of the houses around them.
They're talking to nobody. There's the old Smith's house. There's the old Hanson's
right,
house.
Reminiscing with themselves.
Yeah, they're just saying it just to talk. Route 61 became unstable due to underground heat. The road cracked and buckled. Visitors began covering it with graffiti. It became known as Graffiti Highway. The state buried the road under dirt in 2020.
So this is insane.
So there's no road to the town anymore?
So the road's still there, right? So what they did, I saw pictures of it, is across the road, there's mounds of dirt on both lanes, so people can't drive their cars to the road anymore. So the road's still there. It's just you can't drive on it. I think part of the reason is because the reason why it's called Graffiti Highway is all the graffiti that was going on. But you got people like me and you that'd be like, hey, let's go check it out. So they buried the road underneath all of this dirt. And it's not like they didn't just make a dirt road on top of the road, right? They just mounds of dirt.
Mm-hmm.
So modern Centralia, the way it is today, visitors that actually are able to get in there, they see empty roads, they see sidewalks without houses, they see driveways leading into grass, and steam vents rising from the soil.
So do people just disassemble their homes and rebuild them somewhere else?
So think of in the movies, like when you've got like abandoned towns or cities and whatnot, and nature just kind of takes it back over.
Well, I mean, the driveways leading into a field. I mean, the home's definitely gone.
Yeah, I mean, maybe depending on the type of home, like they wouldn't be able to pick up a normal home. Like if it was like a mobile home, maybe they would be able to, move it with them. But I don't know exactly what all went into the government assistance program when they moved people in their homes.
I wish you knew this. So
I didn't. I wish I did too.
All right, we got some eerie details. The ground over there feels alive, with warm air rises slowly from the cracks in the earth, and in the winter, steam rises while snow covers the surrounding ground. Some visitors say it feels like the earth is breathing.
So another kind of cool thing about this town is the town map still exists. The street layout remains. You can walk streets where houses once stood, and visitors describe it as walking through the memory of a town.
The town was once built for hundreds of people. Now almost none remain. The wind, birds, and footsteps sound louder than expected.
Like, imagine being out in the middle of the woods in the middle of nowhere. Like, everything is just going to be nature's sounds.
When you're in a town, you expect all this,
right?
This other background noise to kind of drown things out, and it doesn't.
Nope. So the fire's still moving. The underground fires slowly spread throughout the coal seams, and new vents may start appearing over time.
The town was erased. Most ghost towns decay naturally. Centralia's houses were removed intentionally. Instead of ruins, you see empty streets and grass. See, they did pick up their homes and move them. So the town now feels like it's been carefully erased.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The cemetery still exists.
Well,
the Old Fellow Cemetery remains active. Former residents still visit family graves, and people sometimes return to a town that technically no longer exists.
So, with the fire still burning today, the estimated burn time remaining is between 250 and 300 years. The area affected by the fire is about 400 acres plus, and the temperature underground now exceeds over 1,000 degrees.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's hot.
So there was a scientific case study done, and Centralia was studied by scientists researching underground coal fires. Most coal fires occur in remote areas. Centralia is unusual because it occurred underneath a populated town.
And Centralia didn't just disappear overnight in a single disaster or anything. It did fade slowly. and families left one by one. The unsettling part of the story is not destruction. It is the idea of leaving a place that still physically exists but can no longer be lived in.
Yeah, that's crazy to me to think. So like what I mentioned earlier with this Forgotten Death Site series, not a whole lot of deaths really reported with this. It's just kind of that creepy, eerie, like ghost town feel, where, once a thriving, populated city is now maybe 5 or 6 people living there.
If that.
Like, I can only imagine, because there wasn't a whole lot of pictures of the town itself online, but I can only imagine what this place, like, what it looked like then versus what it looks like now.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I mean, there wasn't a lot of people there, but I'm sure it was thriving for a little bit with a ton of people there. And now it's just desolate desert. I mean,
Well, it's in Pennsylvania, so it's probably not a whole
forest
lot.
desert. Forest desert.
Forest desert.
You know how it is.
I was running.
But yeah, I wouldn't think it would be creepy like ghosts or anything.
I think it would just be very surreal.
Yeah, just creepy as in just like the quietness of it, and then the steam and all that smoke and stuff. That'd be pretty nuts.
Now, I want to say I read somewhere, and I didn't put it in my notes for some reason. I want to say that Silent Hill was based on this.
Silent Hill, yes, that's what I was trying to think of earlier. But yeah, I think it would be kind of cool to check this place out. I'd check this place out.
Yeah. So the 2006 Silent Hill movie was heavily inspired by the abandoned fire-stricken town of Centralia. However, the original 1999 video game was not directly based on it. So the movie was based on Centralia. Just the whole like atmosphere and the layout and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Would you go check it out?
Oh, hell yeah. Of course I would, because why not?
Yeah.
I don't know if there would be a lot of... It'd probably just be like a one-time visit thing for me, because like you said, I don't think it's going to be really haunted by like spirits per se. I mean, it's possible. I don't know for sure, but I think it would be more like haunted by the memory of what used to be.
Yeah.
And that's, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So like, yeah, I think it would be fun to visit like once. I mean, it depends on what we find there. Like if we actually do get some activity or whatnot, but I think it would be fun to visit at least once.
We'd have to.
Of course.
Well, if anybody's been there, let us know. Let us know what you experienced when you've been there. If you've been there.
You can do so by reaching out to us at evp.pod@gmail.com, or you can hit us up on Facebook or Instagram, same evp.pod on those social media platforms.
Social medias.
And then you should also check out our affiliate link to ghoststop.com. Buy some ghost hunting gear. Go ghost hunting. I do it occasionally. Sometimes Ghosty comes too.
Sometimes I do. Yeah.
But he's not staring at the sky. He's ghost hunting with me.
That's right.
But yeah, thanks for listening. Tell your friends. Maybe go on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. Leave us a review.
Yeah,
I hear that helps.
Yeah, talk to us.
Yeah. Talk to us. We want to talk to you. We're lonely.
Ghosty don't play that.
Peace out, butterflies.